stay who created this? Like, when did Zoom start announcing fuck recording stuff? I don't really like that. But it's nice to see that y'all good. But we hear this is a live Q&A. So if nobody have any questions, or we go through some questions and nobody has some, we'll provide a little bit of value, then we're gonna be out of here. We're not gonna be on here too long, but I do want to go ahead and address some questions. So if you have a longer question, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna ask you to drop a 1 in the chat box, so that I know the order of people. So that way not everybody's unmuting themselves at once. But if you do have a shorter question, I could go ahead and address that in the chat box. But before I do that, I want to go ahead and introduce myself to those that may not know me. My name is Marquise Finch, otherwise known as the Hype Mentor. I've been in this business for about a year now, just turned 20 years old, and it's honestly been the best decision I've ever made. I've been through some trials and tribulations, but my good days heavily outweigh my bad days. And that's why I'm still here, and that's why I'm on this call. And I'll always be in this position because of this opportunity, because of this amazing company. I'm around these amazing people getting ready to do some amazing things. So with that being said, if you have any questions, go ahead and drop those questions. Go ahead and drop those ones so that we can go ahead and get this thing started. And this could be questions about anything: products, services, business related, etc. Okay. Okay. Miss Chris, if you want to go ahead and unmute your mic, we can go ahead and get to it.
Yo, 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 how's it going, Marquise?
What's good?
Quick question. So I remember when I first joined the business, you were talking about something that you were doing, outside of the academy that dealt with like the homeless people and building homes and shelters for them. How is that? I mean, what's the status of that? Like, how are things going?
Okay. So what I was talking about, I think the video is still up on my Instagram, but what we do every week is we go to the food bank, and we go and pick up food, and then we just bring it back to the church where it's then distributed. The status of where that's at right now is I actually have it in the works with some people that's in San Antonio, but I do plan on expanding this particular thing wherever my business is. Maybe not even my business, just expanding it in general when I do go ahead and establish my nonprofit. But what I plan to do is just make it a big thing where it's like a charitable type of thing / mastermind. So we'll go do what we got to do, package the food, deliver it, hand it out, whatever the case may be. And then afterwards we come together as a team, because that's really what I want to do. Like, the team that's in my city pull up to the spot, help out, distribute the food, and then we come together and we have like a little mastermind. It's in the morning, so maybe cook some breakfast, have somebody bring some breakfast out, do something like that. And then maybe go out as a team, go do something, just do something like that.
Okay. Good deal, good deal. But yeah, I had been wondering about that and just never got around to asking you. So I'm happy that things are going well.
For sure. For sure. Um, let me see. Next person was Joshua. How did this change your life? And there's a story behind it. there's a story. So this goes back to my senior year in high school. My senior year in high school, went through some things. Um, but I came to the point where I was like, you know what? I'm in a position where I have to go get a job. Like, it was imperative, necessary that I have to go get a job. Like, it was no other, in my head, there was no other choice but to go out. And if I couldn't get a job, I had to make something shake. So I applied everywhere. everywhere. You know, I was suited for an interview like every other day, every other weekend. And you know, time after time, you know, nobody want to hire you, boy, because you know it would have been my first job. And, you know, people want that experience. Fast forward to after graduation, I go and I enter to college, and at this point, I've already seen this opportunity for like a year. I've already seen it because the individual that signed me up, we actually went to the same high school. And he graduated 2 years before I did. And when he graduated is when he really started taking it seriously. So I had been following him ever since. So I get into college and I'm still at that point where like I have to start making some money. So I went and got a work study. Work study was, if you've ever had a work study, you know how work studies go. And it's not even like a real job. It's like a grant. But the good thing about it was I really didn't have to do nothing. So I would do my homework and work study and then come home and then come. And when I started the business, I would, you know, do stuff like that. But then I was like, you know what? This just ain't gonna cut it. Like it's not gonna cut it no more. So I came to a point where I started saving up a couple of my work study checks, and I was like, you know what? I need to give this a try because I've been seeing my man's over here. You know, he's been doing pretty good. So I want to see if this would work for me. Excuse me, and that's exactly what I did. And I'm gonna be honest. When I first came in this joint, I was not serious. I was in that experimental phase. See, me and my family, we are very skeptical people. Like we are very cautious. like my sister over there talking about something, but we do not tread into circumstances easily. So you know, when I came into this space, I was well aware of the controversy around it. So I was treading the water basically. I wasn't all in, but I wasn't all out. I was kind of testing the waters. And I came into my upline, JMO, he said, bro, you gotta be all in, bro. Like you just gotta be all in. And that's how I got on my first call. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get out my comfort zone. You know, I feel like I've been treading the water a little bit too long. I got on my first call, embodied it. Like, y'all know how I talk now. I got on my first call, embodied it. So I entered a position of leadership. I started really developing. I started developing other people. And then I got removed from leadership because I really wasn't, I really wasn't all in still. And it was when I got removed from leadership that I was like, yo, gas, all gas. So it was all gas. I went P150 in a few days. I went P600 like a week or so after that. Then P600 to P1000 in like a week. And then after that, you couldn't tell me nothing. You couldn't tell me nothing. I was in leadership. I was out here bodying calls. I started doing webinars. I started bodying webinars. I started thinking that I was higher than I actually was. Because in actuality, I wasn't really doing anything because I had a lot of placements. Yes, I can get on a call and I can talk, but I've been doing that my whole life. So I really got to a point where I was developing. And it's more so what changed my life was the development and the information. Because if you looked at how I talked before this business and how I talk after this business, there's a certain degree of confidence and there's a certain degree of development, posture, and maturation that took place. And that's what really changed my life, because now, like, the development, like, I'm gonna let y'all know this right now. I don't really care about not being transparent. From like after I went P1000, like a month later, I deranked to unranked. And then I got back to like P600, almost P1000 again, deranked again. And this all took place before August of last year. And from August of last year to like February, March, I was not building a business. I was not building a business. It was straight development. I was on calls. I would give value because there was some value to be given. But I felt like I'm not going to bring any more people into my business if I know that I cannot, provide the value that's needed to actually, do this the right way. And there were some key things that I was missing that I had to go back and get. And that's that development piece that changed my life. So now I'm at the point now where my development is me and I am my development. So there's no point in time where I'm not constantly learning something. It was always that way, but now it's just at a completely different level because now people come into my life for the development. And it's not something that I go out and seek. It's something that just happens. And I'm grateful for it because I wouldn't be, on these types of calls right now, speaking the way that I do if I didn't, go through what I went through in the beginning and went through my development phase. So once I got through my development phase, that's what really changed my life. Because now your boy can talk and I know what I'm talking about. Like I know what I'm talking about, and I can say that with, complete humility. It's like I'm not gonna go out there and say that I'm better than anybody else, but I know that, if it comes down to it, I know what I'm doing. So that's how I really changed my life. It's through development. Because this information in this business is nothing to play with. You learn what you need to learn right here, it'll change your life. Next question. All right. How did you reach way up top really fast? I'll get to that in a second. All right. So what was one of your hardest things that was holding you back to the next level? My family. My family. Because all my life, my family is like this. Not even like this, like this. You seen that TikTok where no, I'm not even gonna go like that. But my family is really tight. And in the midst of that, I'm like in the middle. So my whole life I've really been speaking my whole life. And ever since I was young, I've really been told that, my vernacular, the way that I talk, the way that I can communicate has just been on a higher level. That's just the way it's been always. And so, my family has always been those, that support. Okay, we're gonna go out and do this. Oh, we're gonna go speak over here. We're gonna go speak over here. We're gonna go do this. We're gonna go do that. We're gonna go sing over here. We're gonna go teach over here. And that's just what I've been doing. And I've been well knit in the family for my whole life until I was 18 years old. And when I came into this business, my family didn't even know that I was in the business for like the first 6 months. The first 6 months, my family had no idea that I was in the business. That's how really ducked off I was. But that's just a testament to the development and the confidence that this business will give you. Because eventually, when I started working my way up into leadership, I had more responsibility. I had to be on the phone more. I had to be on Zoom calls more. I had to start posting on my Instagram more. So, there came a point in time where I was going out and my mom was like, yo, where are you going? Like, oh, I'm going to go take some pictures. Like, what? Because I've never been the person to just take a picture. Like that, like you asked me, have I ever went out and took a picture before I got into this business? No, like I've never been that person. Like the only pictures that you will see me in are family pictures. Like the way that I deliver, I've never really done that. And you know how mamas are. Mamas can see that. They're like, what's going on? And then I told them I'm in the business. Then they start talking about how much you pay. I said, oh, I pay like $250. How you get $250? I was like, I saved my work study. I was like, the money you're supposed to be spending on school? And then that whole conversation came about. And ever since, I'm not gonna say ever since then, but I want to say ever since I want to say October of last year. October through December, they came to find out like, okay, like he's starting to get really serious about this. Like I'll be, 12 o'clock at night, 2 a.m. in the morning, talking all loud because I had just hit P600 or I had just hit P1000 or I had just popped the P150 or I had just popped a P1000. And, you know, they're like, okay, he's getting a little serious about this now. He's starting to post on Facebook. You know, when you post on Facebook, you with your mom and them crowd, you with your grandma and them crowd. They you know you serious when you start posting with them. And I really want to say it was like a month or two ago is when I really broke away. Not that I broke away, it was just that I didn't care. Because from January to now, I was like, you know what? Because I was in school too. I was like, you know what? This school stuff ain't cutting it. Because if we're being honest, the only reason why I chose the major that I chose, it was because it was a combination of stuff I was good at, and it was teaching. And that's exactly what I do now for a lot more money. It's like, and I actually enjoy doing it. Like, I don't think anybody enjoys writing papers and, you know, doing all this paperwork and stuff like that. And as soon as I really came to the realization that I can't care about what my family felt and what my family, you know, what they wanted me to do is when I started to get to the next level. Because I want to say I told you already, from August to like December, January was my development. I was doing straight development. I wasn't building a business. And from January to like March, April, I was in this indecisiveness. Do I need to go all in? Do I need to go all out? Because school was wrapping up. I had a choice to make. So do I want to go all in? Do I want to go all out? Do I want to, you know, chase what it is that I'm dreaming, or do I want to play it safe? And then it came a breaking point where I was like, you know what, I can't care, because what's in here did not come from me. And if I see it in here, it was meant for me to do out here. And if that means going against what my family wants, that's the risk I'm willing to take. Because my family, just because of how close knit we are, I know they always gonna be there. And that's another thing that really held me back, was knowing that my family was always gonna be there. That's why when it came to come up with money for events, like I really didn't, at first, I didn't go as hard as I needed to, because I knew my family will always be there. But now I think of it as if they're not there. So if it was really something that was holding me back, it was family ties. Family ties for sure. And once I'm not gonna say I got rid of it. Once I didn't care, then that's what really changed it. Next question. Next question. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. All right. Let me see. Who is next? Who is next? How did it change your life? What was one thing holding you back? All right. So Coop, you up?
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right, sweet. Just turn my camera on. First and foremost, bro, I just want to say I appreciate you. You know, we appreciate you giving time to us to where you can actually just sauce us up, give us so much value. And, you know, for everybody who's been on this call before with Marquise, you know that this dude has next level supernatural value. Like, look, bro, I appreciate you so much. But really, man, my question was, okay. So I kind of already know the answer to it, but I want you to sauce up right here because I know you can do it. But my question is, okay, a lot of people talk about these personality types, right? These personality types being, you know, like somebody has a red personality type, they're very motivated. Somebody has like a blue personality type, you know, this means that. And really, my question is, can you explain what the personality types are and kind of give like examples and stuff like that, just to kind of.
I bet. So, personality types. Hold up, let me do this real quick. All right. Boom. All right, so personality types. I know Luke teaches it in colors, but I teach it in seasons because there's only 4 seasons, and that way it's less room for confusion. Um, but we all know fall, winter, spring, summer. So for the falls, these are gonna be your structured individuals, to say the least. But structured in a sense of eh, not in a sense of they're more conservative. That's the way to go. They're more conservative. They're more you're not gonna see them do too much, but they are going to carry themselves a certain type of way. They're gonna be your nonchalant individuals, not arrogant or not caring, but they're going to be, nonchalant. They're not gonna show too many they're not gonna show, they're not gonna be above and beyond. That's gonna be your faults. You can tell these individuals by, the way that they dress. The way that they dress, they're gonna be, they're gonna like I don't know what the word is. It starts with an M, but it's like they dress in all one color, or like the colors complement each other. Um, they're gonna dress, they're not gonna be super sharp, but they're gonna be kind of laid back, and they're gonna, mostly earth tone stuff like that. Next is winters. Winters are going to be your type A type of people. Like, if you don't know, our chairman upline, Mr. Marvelous Chairman, he is a prime example of a winter. And most of the time, winters are in the military. If you want to find a winter, you can go to the military and easily spot them because or the military produces winters. So they're very, very, very structured. They're very, very goal oriented. If you want them to really move, give them a goal and give them incentive for that goal, and you don't even got to worry about them no more. They're gonna be like they're gonna be the people that say, "I bet," because now they have something to work towards, and they know that they have something to work towards it. These people are going to be very sharp. Like when they dress, they come to step. They come to step, but not flashy type of step. Uh, like you know, that type of step. And these people are going to be your how do I want to say it? They don't. I'm not going to say that they can't communicate, but they don't prioritize communication because of their type A-ness. What I mean by type A is just means like concrete sequential. They think of one thing and they stick to one thing until its completion. These are going to be your most focused individuals because they're goal-oriented individuals. Once you give them a goal, they have their complete focus is on that. If you try to say anything else that goes outside of their focus, don't even try it. And these are going to be the people that oftentimes they have a sharp tongue and they don't care about it. Springs are going to be your charismatic individuals. So people that want to do charitable contributions, people that want to, they care more about, bringing the team closer together. They care more about love, unity, building real connections. These are going to be your springs. These are going to be the people where you can pretty much talk to them and they're going to be empathetic to what you're saying. And summers are going to be your outgoing individuals. They're going to be your like bright, bubbly, always on the go, always want to travel. And, if you want them to move, all you have to do is just show them where they can go. And they're going to be like, ooh, I want to go there. Like you could tell a summer by what they dress too, because more times than not, they dress very bright. Like you'll be able to see a summer from a mile away. That's the best way I can put it. Like you know a summer when you see one. They'll be the you don't even talk. You be minding your business, and they come up to you and talk to you, or just something like that. So that's what a summer is. So I hope that answered your question, Mr. Cooper Castro. Let me see. How did you reach way up top really fast? P1000, all of that. The quickest way to go P1000 is you got to develop and step into who you really are. I feel like in this business, when people say that there are levels to this, I can believe that, because when you come into the business, you're on the tip of the iceberg. You're like you don't want to fall in, you don't want to fall out. There are only a certain type of individuals that are going to see this and actually run like full force. And those are going to be winners. Oftentimes, when you see people that come in, they don't need no motivation, they don't need none of that, and they just go out and they get it. They're winners. But pretty much everybody else, when they come in, they're like on the tip of the iceberg. They're not all in, not all out. But to go P1000, you really have to develop yourself to the point where you know who you are, you know what you could do, and you know how this can do that for you. So once you know who you are, that's incentive enough to go out and do anything you want. And then two, you make this business a solution for you. You make this industry a solution for you. And then you just go and build off of that. Because if we're being honest, in today's times, you want to build this business, it's not about the business itself. Like it's not about the business itself. It's about how I can help you be the best version of you by doing this. Because putting money in your pocket is the least of your concerns. Like anybody can go out and make some money. Like 2021 is probably the easiest year to go make some money. You could go buy 2 bicycles for $140, ride one and rent the other one. That's how easy it is to make money nowadays. You can go buy a pack of water, stand at the corner and make a grip. Like it's too easy to make money. But what we lack in today's world is, how do I want to put this? A sense of ethics and a sense of humility. People don't know who they really are. People don't know their right hand from their left hand in today's world. So it's up to us to learn the information necessary, develop in the necessary way so that we know who we are, so that we can bring who other people are out of themselves. That's what leadership is. It's just about leadership. You want to go P1000, P1000 is the foundation of leadership. Once you get the basics of leadership down, P1000 comes very, very easily. Because all you're doing is you need 3 yeses to go P1000. If you can get 3 yeses, you can go P1000. Because guess what? You get 3 yeses, you get the 3 yeses results, true results, the results that they ask for, they're gonna go P150. And it's not even about going P150. See, leadership is also about perspective. If I say I need 3 yeses, I get those 3 yeses and give them the results they ask for, it's gonna become a solution for them. And what do people do with solutions? They spread them. Why do you think they call this a solution? So we're not getting them to go P150 to build. P150 is a result of them getting the results they asked for, not the results that you want to give them. And once that happens, next thing you know, you're a P600. Now, you just teach them how to do the same thing you just did. Give them the foundation of leadership. P600 is really where you find out who you are in this business. You find out who you relate to the most, and you start to get a groove of things. Once you do that, then the process repeats. Honestly, you find out who you are, and you drive customer satisfaction P1000 is gonna be in the tail dust. You're gonna go to P2000 very, very quickly. And it took me a long time to realize that. I was focused too much on getting people duplicatable results that I missed the whole point of business anyways. Like here's the point and I skipped way over it. Like in this business, we have products and services. But more importantly, we advertise that, okay, you could trade in the foreign exchange market. So I'm gonna put it to you like this. If you own a smell good shop, if you own a cologne perfume shop, somebody comes in to go buy some Polo Blue, are you gonna stop them from buying Polo Blue? No, because that's business for your store. So if somebody wants to come in and they wanna learn, like they want to go on trading and all that, I'm not gonna stop them. That's business for me. And I'll show you how to do it. I'll show you how to do it. And then guess what? They learn it. Then guess what? Yo, I just learned Forex. Here's my first withdrawal. Yo, you learned Forex for real? Yeah. You want to see it? Cool. Yeah, I'll see it. Yo, this is dope. I like how you can learn it. And when you learn it, you can kind of use it like a calculator in math class. Just because you use a calculator doesn't mean you don't know how to do math. Just because you use the product don't mean you don't know how to trade. It's just easy. And I'm lazy. Cool. You find the lazy cat. Oh, bro. Like you trade Forex for real? Yeah. This is how you do it. Oh, that takes too long. Oh, we got this too. Cool. Then next thing you know, you're a P150. You teach that to enough people, you're a P600. You duplicate that 3 times, you're a P1000. And it all started with realizing that. My mom's very follow you. She's very smart. Appreciate you. How did D-ranking affect you, and what did you do to build back up from that? D-ranking was the best thing that ever happened to me. I was happy when I D-ranked. I was happy. The second time I told KW, bro, I'm kind of glad I'm back at 0. Because the first time I lost my business, it was honestly my fault. It was honestly my fault. And because it was all placements. It was mostly placements. So when this particular individual, my sponsor, when he left, he took my business with him because they were influenced by him, not me. So that was my fault. Second time, I learned from that, but I didn't know how to treat customers in this business. I didn't know how to truly funnel my business. And what I mean by funnel my business is just mean by taking somebody from the basics to being product, being on the products to, doing anything extra outside of that. I didn't know that. That's why I lost it. So when I went back at 0, I was like, yo, I'm super lit right now because most people don't have that problem in particular until they're a Platinum 5000 or a Chairman 10. And I'm going through it as a Platinum 1000. So I was happy. A lot of people they get sour when they derank, but ultimately when you derank, it's just showing you something that you need to improve on. And me, I like improving. I like growing. I like learning. And I say this all the time, but I would do this business if I didn't get paid for it. And once you get to that point, you're good in this business. You're good. If you could do this without getting paid for it, you're doing it for the right reasons. So D-ranking, bro, that was the best thing that ever happened to me because I learned a lot from D-ranking multiple times. Everything I learned from this point to this point was from D-ranking. So imagine what type of leader you would be if you D-ranked or if you weren't afraid of D-ranking. A lot of people, they get scared of D-ranking and they go into overdrive. They try to enroll. But it makes no sense to enroll if you still have the same problem because it doesn't matter. I'm going to show you. This is how I feel about D-ranking. is like this. This is how I feel like business in general is. Your business is like a pipeline. Your business is like a pipeline. And you have water flowing through here, but guess what? It's gonna seep out the crack. And a lot of people, what they do is they'll just try to flood the pipeline with more water, but that just means more water is gonna fall out. So here's what I did. I stopped for maintenance, then let the water drain out. Let the water drain out. I welded the pipe. Then guess what? Open back up for business. And now, no cracks. That's what deranking did for me, is I realized this. See, a lot of people, they'll go through business and they'll do this. They'll have a bunch of cracks in their business. And they think a solution is just putting in more water. You don't put in more water because you're still gonna have cracks. They're still gonna seep through. So why don't you? Hold up. All right, cool. So just stop, fix the cracks, then you're good. But my suggestion, don't learn this from deranking. Learn this right now. Because some people, they can't handle deranking because they stake their whole lives on this. And they derank, and then they just go down the drain. So that's what deranking did for me. What did I do to build back up from that? Develop. I found the people that had the results that I wanted, and they got those results the way that I wanted. And that's going to go over a lot of people's heads. I found the people that had the results that I want, and that got the results the way that I wanted them to get them. A lot of people, you could get to Chairman 10, but that doesn't mean that how you got to Chairman 10 wasn't all the right things. So I found who I related to the most in the business, who had the results that I wanted, and how they got them. And I just started listening and pouring in. And then now there's rarely a question somebody can ask me that I don't know the answer to. And it just all came from development. How can a business owner truly run a business that they know nothing about? So like, this is your business. This is your company. And how can you run your company if you don't know everything there is to know? And what do business owners do? What, like most businesses, they take time. They have a separate budget for development. Like, if a company doesn't continue to innovate, they don't continue to develop, they can never grow. And that the same thing goes for you. You'll never get to the next level if you don't grow. So if you fall back down, oftentimes when you fall down, you find the answer as to how to get back up in the midst of falling down. So like when I did ranks, I knew exactly what I needed to do to get back up. Like when people left my business, I knew that they left my business because it was mostly placements. That's where I learned influence. Then the next time I learned my business, I lost my business. I knew I lost my business because I didn't know how to deal with people. I didn't know how to deal with people using the products and services and how to funnel. That's why I fixed it. Then I was like, there's just so much that I don't know. And I kind of live by this now, but you really don't need to know everything. You don't, because nobody truly knows everything. You just need to know more than the competition. If you know more than the competition, you'll always win. Always. You may not be the fastest, but you'll always win. Because the race is not given to the swift or the strong, but the one that endures to the end. So if you do things the right way, if you do things, you know, if you know more than the competition, then while the competition is falling back, you're continuously moving forward. Supernatural. All right. So that's all the questions. Does anybody have any other questions? Hold up. I don't think y'all can unmute. Y'all can. Nobody has any other questions? Uh-oh. Is that a rank I smell? Hold on. Y'all go put the eyes in the chat. Hold up. This slow-mo be getting me. Wow. All right. So there are no more questions for real? Because I will end this joint. All right. Going once, going twice, 3 times, 3.5, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. So at this, at that. So if you do not know, I do have another call coming up in the next hour and 15 minutes. It's my Saturday call. So yo, appreciate y'all, but this call is gonna go crazy. I already know it. I already know this call is gonna go crazy. So spread this to your teams. I don't know if I may. Well, it's already on the schedule, so I guess I will promote it in the E chat. But for future reference, here is my personal mentorship group chat, and it'll always be in there. Like the flyer and stuff is already in there. Matter of fact, I'm a forward it to this chat. All right. So trainings. All right. So I just forwarded it into the E Zoom trainings chat, but I can't promise you that it will be there all like, but they'll always be in my chat. And different things, like events that I'll do, different calls that I do, are gonna be in that chat also. If you live in San Antonio or know people that live in San Antonio, I will put them in that chat because that food bank stuff is gonna be going up pretty soon. But stay tuned for the next call in the next hour and 15 minutes. Spread it to your teams, spread the links, spread the flyers. Let's get it.